Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Yay Networks.
You're listening to the Chatty Daddies podcast.
Welcome to the Chatty Daddies. I'm Trey Peart.
I'm Nick Adams.
I'm JC Chavez.
And you know, when it's going to be a Trey-heavy episode, people might tune out. But I
Why?
think
Do you
this
think
week,
that?
Oh, for sure.
You see the metrics. You post our episodes. Do you look at the stats?
Not a chance. Hope somebody's listening out there. This could just be for the three of us.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Post and forget.
And you know what? That's fine.
And so today I'm happy to say it is a Nick Adams heavy episode.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I had a very fun spring break.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, you did a big
I did
thing.
a very fatherly thing.
Now I'll start with what I did
Sure.
just to get that out of the way. A little bit stressful.
Was it?
Yeah, I mean, like I was planning to have just like a nice, calm, relaxing, not doing anything spring break, and I cleaned up the apps on my cell phone.
Did you?
Yeah.
Took a while.
Yeah.
That was your spring
that was
break.
There you go. Nailed it.
No, you told me you did yard work.
Did yard work, another dad thing. Just trim the bushes.
Yeah.
Did your back hurt?
No, I'm
Have you
physically
gotten
fit.
Have you gotten to the level of dad like me, where when I do something in the yard, I bring a little cushioned knee pad?
Okay, I love it.
You
have
wear
one of those?
knee pads?
No.
Well, no. It's just like it's almost like a seat cushion that like you would
Right.
sit on, but I just use it to kneel on if I'm digging something or cleaning out the pool. I'll throw that down on the concrete to kneel on.
Wow, I'm not that level of dad yet.
So practical.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I will get there just because I kind of like to follow in your footsteps. You seem to figure out the nice little hacks for life
Sure.
that makes my life easier. But no, I haven't made it there yet.
Yeah, I just get down on my knees and go, ow. You know?
Yeah, you just throw a little knee pad down on there, and it feels great.
That's not bad. Trey did tell me, because I had a birthday party this past week, and I was talking to him and his wife, and they said something where I felt like, Trey, you felt like you were going to be judged about it.
Yeah.
But I would have done the same exact thing. And that is, when you had some time off from work, you still had Quaid go to daycare.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Which I think is because some parents will pull the kid out and then they'll be like, no, I want to spend time. No. But sometimes you as a dad or as a mom, you need a break.
You need your own time.
You need time.
B, I'm paying for it.
Yeah.
So let's send him anyways.
Well, and he would much rather go to school than hang out with me. I mean, he gets to hang out with me every day. It's not like it's a full day. I'm lucky enough to have the job where I'm off in the afternoon. So I get to go to a park with him Monday through Friday, if it's spring break or if it's just a random
Wednesday
Tuesday in April. And so he gets to go and spend time and associate with other little kids. And he wanted to go to school on Friday because it was pizza day.
Of course.
Oh, fun.
He's just excited about those little things that he's not getting at home. So it was,
And he gets to see his friends and stuff. I, on the other hand, felt a little judged because so before we went into our spring break, we had an open house at the kids' school.
Oh, always exciting.
That Friday, which is really cool because you get to go in and the kids show you everything they did and
Show
they're
you their
so
artwork.
excited. Yeah,
Where
you
they
get
hang their backpack.
all that good stuff.
Is
And
it cool?
I liked it.
You know,
because I think I'm going to love it.
I love it.
I think it's pretty cool. There's a lot of, I mean, you're kind of like a bunch of cattle just going through the hallways because it's packed. Every parent is there, you know.
But the kids are pulling you to their little table, and this is where I sit, and this is who sits next to me, and I did this and this and this, and we have 2 kids, so we get to do that twice, which is beautiful. But then all these kids are coming up to my daughter and my son, and they're like, oh, what are you guys doing for spring break? We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And at one point, I was standing near my daughter while she was talking to one of her friends, and she goes, oh, my parents are going to Mexico. And the girl goes, oh, that's cool. You guys are going to have fun in Mexico. And Clay goes, they're not taking us. And in my head, I'm like, oh, no. Am I a bad dad because I'm not taking my kids anywhere on spring break? And I normally do, but at this time, we didn't take them along with us. We wanted to rejuvenate our marriage with a nice little vacation as a couple to Mexico. And also, we were going to take the kids, but we realized my son's passport was done. It was expired. So
No,
we took
you're
advantage.
You're not a bad parent. I think every person needs their own time to do your own
fine.
thing. It's totally fine. It's totally normal. Not every kid gets to have every single nice experience.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Do you remember, did your parents go on vacation and leave you behind?
Rarely.
Yeah.
I think for like their 20th wedding anniversary, they went on a trip, but we stayed home. We didn't go anywhere.
My parents had the luxury of being divorced, and so they
The
just
luxury?
they go on vacation whenever
didn't have you.
Yeah, when they didn't have me. They didn't have the burden of me.
And I grew up comfortable in a very nice family. We were well off. Everything was good. But like I don't ever remember doing anything on spring breaks.
Just hanging out with your friends.
You just hang out on
totally.
spring breaks. Like we
Agreed.
never went on vacation after vacation. So like, yeah, your kids can stay home. Like it's not that big of a deal.
I never went on vacation because my parents could not take the time off. I mean, they worked.
Yeah.
My dad worked 2 jobs a lot of the time. So I would get to hear my friends come back from spring break and talk about their luxurious vacations and Disney World trips and whatever they did. And I had the luxury of living in an apartment complex with other kids like myself, and they never went on vacation. So it was like a free-for-all from like 8 in the morning when we woke up until the lights shut off. We'd be out there just getting wild on spring break, having a good time. We had a pool at the apartment complex.
it's great.
Yeah.
It was fine.
How far can your legs take you on that bicycle?
Yeah. How long can you hold your breath? Can we go meet a girl at the ice cream shop and maybe get a handhold in if possible?
I didn't know you were going to say handhold.
You want to know? Here's a fun spring break story that I remember. I lived about 4 miles from the local mall, the shopping mall, and I went and I got tickets to a concert. It was like Jingle Ball or something along those lines.
With a bunch of artists and stuff?
Yeah, there was just a bunch of stuff, and they were doing it from the radio station.
Cool.
And guess what radio show it was
The
that
Kid Craddock morning show.
It was Kid Craddock. It was Kid Craddock in the morning.
Who was
at
there?
The time.
Who was working it?
I mean, it was promotional
Oh,
people.
promotional person. Yeah.
It was during the show, and I thought people were going to be up there, but they weren't doing the show.
Well, that's pretty cool, though. Look at you now.
And so now I got tickets from that show while I was on spring break. I had ridden my bike up there when I was like 14.
That's cool.
And then now I work for that morning show.
Yeah, very neat.
Isn't that crazy?
crazy.
My favorite spring break moment from when we were probably 8th, 9th grade is my friend's mom would drive us to the beach. And I grew up in San Diego, which is a very touristy town. But the good news is we'd be at the beach all day, and all these girls would be there with their families from out of town, and they were teenagers like us.
Yeah.
So sometimes we would get a nice little spring break girlfriend for that week.
Ooh, cool.
And then they would leave, and you would never hear from them or talk to them again, but it was a nice little romance.
That's
you know?
cute.
It was really cool. Those are some of my favorite spring break moments.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I would say until this spring break, I think I went on a ski trip in college, and that's the last one that I can remember growing up. Like even as an adult, I don't think we ever really went to.
You're not a big
places.
traveler.
I don't think. But yeah, so my family. Can I go?
Sure. I didn't know if we wanted to stall for 2 minutes and then
And then do a thing.
spot, but we can,
Yeah, we should. We should. That's a good idea, Trey.
Very good idea.
Spring break. Hey, this spring break, I actually got a dad injury.
Okay.
A dadgery?
A dad injury. Dadgery? Sure. On a swing set at a local park.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
So I do this thing where when my kids are on the swing, I pull them back and I don't let go. I pull them back and I pretend like they're on a roller coaster.
Yeah,
I call it a
totally.
roller coaster.
Yeah, totally.
And I pull them back and I go click, 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 click.
We've never talked about this before in our life.
No.
I do it too.
You do the same
Go
thing?
ahead. Yes.
And so then you hold them at the top and then you just let them go.
Yeah.
And they swing. Kids love it. This park that I've been to many times, somehow my finger got caught on, I don't know if it was on one of the chain links. I don't know what it was. It got caught on a piece of metal and it went, and we were there with a bunch of friends.
Ow.
And it kind of didn't feel great at first. And then I was like, ooh, that kind of hurt. Oh boy. And then I looked down and my finger's just like gushing blood. I was like, well, and I was there with 2 other dads from our kids' friends. We're all friends. So there were 2 other dads. And I'm like, does anybody have a Band-Aid in their bag? Because they each had backpacks with diapers and stuff. They're digging. No, they didn't have one. And so I was like, well, I might have one in my car. And I went and I'm looking around in my car. I've had my car for over 11 years. I
Impressive.
have rarely noticed that there's a first aid kit that comes with the car.
Oh, really?
And it's just like Velcro to the side of the wall in the trunk.
I think I have one too.
Yeah, I have never opened it. And sure enough, there's a little gauze alcohol pad and a Band-Aid.
Perfect.
So check your trunks.
I think most cars come with a first aid kit.
I think a lot of them, they just throw it in
and we don't
there.
even know that.
So maybe check by your spare tire. If your spare tire is under your trunk, you can just lift a board up. It's under there sometimes. I had a Band-Aid.
I think it's the law that they have to come with that.
Oh, yeah?
I think so.
Did you have to put on a brave face for the other
I mean,
guys?
it didn't. It didn't. It just kind of stung for a second.
Yeah.
It wasn't like my eyes were going to start crying or anything like that. But I mean, it definitely did not feel good. But yeah, I got a dad injury, so my daughter's been cleaning it every day. For me. It's been very sweet.
That's so sweet.
She puts the Band-Aid on wrong. Then I just got to get a new Band-Aid when she leaves the room and redo it.
I got a dad sunburn.
Okay, so
Because Kinsey and I went to the beach. And
without your kids.
Without our kids. But she wanted to take a walk down the beach. And I was really good about sunblock because, I'm a dad now. And she said, well, we hadn't gotten any sun because the sunblock is so good that she said, why don't we, on our walk, not wear any sunblock, but when we come back, we'll put it on.
Okay.
And I said, well, I'm going to at least put it on my face because now that I'm aging, I don't want to start looking like...
you don't want sunspots.
I don't want sunspots. So I applied just the sunblock on my face and neck area. And we went on our walk. And we had a few drinks on this walk. And we came back and we got in the water. And then we went to the hotel pool and we had a nice 4-hour swim session out there, hanging out, drinking. And when we got done, that's when I realized we never reapplied sunblock.
Yeah. Forget to reapply for sure.
So it looked like I was wearing makeup, guys. My face was so white. It's still white, probably. White, and my chest is the tannest. And you can see the line of where my sunblock happens. And that is the biggest dad move of all time. Because I was kind of good about it, but at the same time, I was a little bit of a rebel. And my torso got it.
On one vacation we were on, my brother, who's 2 years older than me, have I told you the story before?
Yeah.
I only have like 10 stories. So my brother, JC, I don't know if I've told you the story. My brother put sunscreen on my dad's back. He missed a, hand-sized section of my dad's back. And so my dad got really sunburned there. And he had a mark on his back for years and years and years
From that
afterward.
sunburn?
For a long time.
Wow.
I don't know if it's still there or not, but... Yeah,
That's
my
not
brother
the
missed
story. That's not the story I thought you were going to tell. I thought you were going to tell a story about how your brother got like third-degree burns on his legs.
So one time, my brother and I we were in Spain, and we were walking around, and he decided to take a nap on the beach, and he didn't put sunscreen on his legs, and. Yeah, we wake up, or he wakes up, and later we're walking back to our hostel, and he's like, "Man, my feet or my legs feel kind of sunburned." And then like the next day, we wake up and his feet or his legs are just swollen, huge, bright red. Mind you, this was like 2 or 3 days after we left the United States, and the day before we left, he'd gotten poison ivy all over his legs.
Oh no!
So he had poison ivy, and what we found out were 2nd-degree burns, I believe.
Oh.
And a few days later, like he can't even walk, and I am laughing every time we walk down the street. I'm laughing, and he's getting mad at me because I think it's hilarious. And eventually, a few days later, we're in London, and we are seeing the play Mary Poppins in the West End, and his girlfriend, now wife, was like, we're going to go to the hospital. So me and his girlfriend's sister, we stayed at the play, and they went to the hospital. My brother stayed he said he didn't have to show them an ID or anything. He just walked in the hospital.
They have free health care?
Doctor showed up like 30 minutes later, gave him this really high dosage ointment.
Yeah.
And he just rubbed that on his legs and eventually went down. But yeah, it was nasty. It was bad.
One time we drew a wiener on my friend's back with sunblock on 4th of July because he passed out.
Yeah.
Classic.
Hilarious.
That wiener was around for a few weeks.
That's awesome. I love it. That's great.
Well, you know what I did over spring break? I was eating at restaurants, ordered out, and you know what? It's time to reel it back in. I need to not be doing that as much. I need to be saving a little bit of money, and HelloFresh is exactly where I'm going to make sure that I get my eating right and it doesn't break the bank.
This is perfect, Trey. I'm on the same train as well because March is National Nutrition Month. Ooh. And HelloFresh is going to make it easy to choose delicious, dietitian-approved meals. So simply look for the dietitian win tag on their menu choices for meals under 700 calories and 1/3 less the sodium, which is really awesome and beneficial if you want to lose weight like we do.
Yeah, if you have gotten out of your routine, if you've gone on vacation or whatever it is, it's good to get back to cooking for yourself at home. It's like a nice little routine that you can have for yourself, for your families, like we're saying here, and you can eat really well and nutritious at the same time, and you can make mealtime easy. They got delicious recipes at HelloFresh. Everything is fresh with wholesome ingredients, and they're delivered right to your door. No lines, no hassle, just really great tasting food that you can whip up and enjoy in the comfort of your own home.
It is so easy to make these meals. You don't have to search for stuff at the grocery store, and you're not going to buy stuff that's going to just sit in your fridge because you get everything you need with HelloFresh.
Right there in like convenient little bags. They separate everything out for you.
I love
it.
it.
So simple.
I know there's a lot of picky eaters out there. HelloFresh has 40 weekly recipes to choose from for all their different meal occasions. You have different lifestyles, preferences, so you're going to find something that you are going to enjoy. So check them out because they are definitely going to have you covered.
Go to HelloFresh.com/daddies60 and use the code daddies60 for 60% off plus free shipping. Again, HelloFresh.com/daddies60. Use that promo code daddies60. You'll get 60% off plus free shipping.
Now, I know both of you guys went out of town for vacation. Do y'all have your suitcase unpacked already? Everything already in the laundry?
I don't think my suitcase is unpacked. I think my kids and my wife's are unpacked.
Yeah. Well, when you get around to doing your laundry, Nick, you got to go with Earth Breeze laundry detergent. It doesn't come in that giant plastic jug that just ends up in some landfill somewhere for the rest of forever, because they're just these little sheets that you can throw right into your washing machine.
Now you're wondering, are these sheets going to get stuck in my shirt and then I'm going to be embarrassingly walking around with some sheets stuck to my shirt? No, these things dissolve in the water so that we're not going to have that problem.
They're eco sheets that look like dryer sheets, and they're not. They dissolve 100% like JC was saying, and they've really made the whole concept of detergent better. The packaging's compact, it's biodegradable, and plastic-free. They're also vegan.
And I really loved what you said about the giant jug, because I really hate lugging that 90-pound jug from whatever cabinet it's in.
Have you ever spilled
awkwardly
it?
pour it. It's dripping everywhere.
Yeah,
I don't know what
it.
to do with the cup. Now it's time to subscribe to Earth Breeze. Right now, our listeners can subscribe and save 40%. Go to earthbreeze.com/daddies to get started. That's earthbreeze.com/daddies for 40% off. earthbreeze.com/daddies. So I took the family to Disneyland.
Oh, this is a
very family-oriented trip.
Now, just for a timeline's sake, when did you go to Disney World? I feel
July 4th.
Okay, gotcha. So a lot of Disney.
A lot of Disney.
Okay.
So we've been going on a trip every year with my wife's family. So it's her brother and sister-in-law, and they have 2 kids that are around my kids' ages.
which is great because they can interact with each other.
And then my in-laws. And so my father-in-law did not go this time, and so there was 9 of us that went. We got an Airbnb. It was wonderful. I think I can say it was one of the best weeks as a dad, just like a family trip.
Yeah.
Also one of the hardest weeks as a dad and as a family. When you're traveling, tensions are high. There's a reason, like, when you're in a relationship, people are like, you need to travel with your significant other to see if you guys still love each other afterwards.
Right, sure.
Because everything goes wrong. Stress level is high. And, when we were with 4 kids, so at one point, some kid is crying. Some kid is picking on the other kid. Someone's toy has been stolen. Whatever it is, there's always something. There's always a fire to be put out.
Right.
And so it was just like constant stress, hovering over these kids. What are they going to do? But we got an Airbnb that was walking distance to the park, and it was great. Couldn't be better. It rained on us one day, but it was never so bad that we left and went home. So that was nice. But right when we got there, my daughter Ellie, she's 4. She's not acting great. And then the morning we're going into the park, she's off. Something's up. She's not feeling good. Super cranky. We're in Disneyland. It's supposed to be the happiest thing ever, but she's just
Not happy.
terrible. She's being bad.
And how many
Awful.
times have you had to be like, we're at Disneyland?
We're going to go right around. They don't.
You know how many kids would love to be here?
Exactly. They don't understand what money is.
Of course.
They don't understand how expensive things are. They have no concept. They're also really spoiled and all that on top of it. We spoil our kids. And it gets to the point where it's like, okay, this isn't just a bad attitude. This isn't just a girl switching time zones, which was tough to deal with.
Yeah.
Because, my kids wake up early already. They wake up at like 5:30 or 6 already. So in California, they're waking up 2 hours earlier.
Oh,
Right.
no.
And so it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and we have 3 hours until we can be at the park.
Did daylight savings time help you?
I don't know. That all confuses me. I have no idea how that works. And so
No, it would have hurt.
we're in the park. It's like lunchtime. Things are bad with Ellie. And luckily, my sister-in-law, hopefully this is legal.
Uh-oh.
We knew a doctor that was able to call in a prescription for us that we could just go pick up in California. And so we figured out, we thought it was an ear infection. And I'm trying to like book appointments to go to urgent care. So I left Disneyland with my daughter at 1:30 or something. Kind of cut the day completely in half.
Yeah.
And was going to take her to an urgent care. There's no appointments. All the urgent cares are saying there's like a 3-hour wait.
Oh.
I'm surprised Disney doesn't have like a little
Would have been
hospital
great.
there.
A little urgent care or something would be
Yeah.
awesome. And so I'm leaving. By the time I'm all the way back at our Airbnb, find out, okay, we've got a prescription called in from a friend of the family. And so we go pick that up, and things were a lot better. But it was just like, man. First day, screaming kid. But also, you look around, every kid is screaming.
Yeah.
Like, every kid is upset and crying about something.
There's a parent yelling at a kid
Oh, yeah.
every 10 seconds. There's got to be a stat about that at Disney.
And you know, everything there is super crowded. You're just packed in there. You can hardly move,
Right.
You know. But luckily, like, we went to Disney World last year, and it was balls hot, like stupid. It was
Right.
105 degrees. But this time, it was crowded, but at least it
California
was
weather.
60 degrees the whole time, so that was nice. But I think overall, it went really well. We flew back really late at night. Our kids didn't get home till like almost midnight. And we thought that was going to be a problem. Wasn't too bad.
Good.
Wasn't too bad. They slept late the next day, which was very nice. Slept till like 8. That was wonderful.
We made the biggest mistake when we flew out to Mexico, because we flew out on Sunday, which was the day of daylight savings time,
Yeah.
which means we spring forward, and our flight was at 6 in the morning, and they tell you have to be at the airport 3 hours ahead of time because of international flights for
Right.
some reason.
Heard
Okay,
that.
yeah.
So we had to be at the airport at 3 in the morning, which was in
2 in the
turn
morning in your
basically
brain.
2 in the morning. That was a
Do you feel like you
mistake.
needed to be there that early?
No, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
The line was pretty long to check our bags. The line was even longer to get through TSA. So, I mean, it helped us out. We sat for maybe 40 minutes before we boarded, so it was perfect time.
Wow.
I've been hearing a lot about like travel issues, but not recently. Was travel fine?
One of our flights got bumped back like 20 minutes. Like, it wasn't a big deal, but that's about it.
For mine, we were fine. We had no delays, no cancellations or anything, but we made friends with a couple at this resort, and these are the people we ended up hanging out with.
Swingers?
Went to a club with. No, they were not swingers.
No, you guys.
No,
like you.
we're still not. No, but we hung out with them. Went to a club. They were our friends because nobody came with us, and their flight got delayed and then canceled, so they had to stay an extra night. And then the next morning, we saw them at the airport. Their flight had been delayed even longer.
Oh, no.
So they dealt with it, but they were from Florida.
Yeah.
They're just waiting, waiting.
But for
waiting.
us, it was perfect.
Okay, so anyways, Disney overall went great.
Good, man.
But I got to ask,
yeah.
so I had our neighbor, who's a 3rd grader, asked Levi, hey, Levi, texted his mom, hey, would Levi come and get our mail every day?
Yeah.
And empty our pool baskets. Our pool baskets get tons of leaves in them right
You have
now.
you have a big tree in your
A
backyard.
ginormous tree. I was like, hey, can we come over? Blair thought I offered too much money to Levi, the 3rd grader, to come do this every day. It was going to be like 5 days.
Okay.
5 days.
5 days.
Getting mail
And
cleaning.
emptying pool baskets.
And honestly, emptying pool baskets, it's a whoop.
It can be.
Because it could be a lot, and it's
What would you guys suggest? About 5 days of doing, just come once a day, do that, and we're good.
I would give them $5 a day for a total of $25.
Wow.
Trey, what do you think?
I would have done 50.
$50.
$10 a day.
Whoa!
Wow, y'all are all.
Bro, all
anybody
he's
know-
doing is getting the mail and cleaning some leaves out of a bucket.
What's
Hey.
your time worth? What's your
Exactly,
time worth?
sure. Hey,
But
he never negotiated.
That's- let me tell you, this is going to take this kid possibly 10 minutes at the most. So 10 minutes, there's 60 minutes in an hour, right? Mm-hmm. So I think our pay scale is good.
Okay.
I offered him $20.
Okay.
Say for $20.
You said that's too much?
Blair thought
said-
that was too much. I was like,
I'm a
$20
sucker.
sounds fine.
Well, the kid, I guess he lives next door.
I mean, it's literally one house away from he has to walk by
Yeah.
one house to get to ours.
Okay, I probably am overbidding.
Because I was mine's probably about $30 an hour.
Maybe.
So what did Blair want to give him?
She was gonna it was
nickel?
like $10 or something. Yeah.
$10 for 5
Like,
days?
no, that's not. No.
Not
Come on.
$2 a day sounds awful.
Yeah, come on, Boomer. You don't know it. You don't know what the economy's
that
like
kid-
these days for a third grader.
That kid's student loans are through the roof.
Yeah, how many Roblox can he play with that much?
Yeah.
You know?
I think $4 to $5 is pretty good a day.
Yeah, so I gave him like whatever it was, $4 or $5 a day. It's fine.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I mean,
He seemed happy to
yeah,
get the money?
Of course he was.
Did you give it in ones?
I think it was like 2 5s and a bunch of 1s. Yeah.
Because I loved getting ones as a kid.
Really?
Yeah, like if you're a kid, you probably want more bills.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
all you're doing is buying candy mostly, and you don't want to break your fives. I tried to hang on to my big
change.
bills.
Don't want to just give them a 20, break a
Yeah.
20. That's
Right.
so cool. But if you give them a whole bunch of singles and stuff, yeah, that works.
What bill do you like to have now as an adult? Since you seem to have a specific one you wanted as a kid.
You know, I think a 10 is a good one.
A 10?
I think it's a rare one. No one carries 10s.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't carry money in general.
At all.
But like a 10 and a 20, those are good ones.
I like having a $50 bill in my pocket.
See, that's too much. Why do you need a 50?
But it makes me feel cool.
Yeah, showboating
Makes me-
over here with
yeah,
a $50 bill.
Me and Ulysses are just chilling.
Oh, question. Speaking of money, because we were talking about this with my boys' dad talk. Because there was a bunch of banks that were collapsing and stuff. You guys
Yeah,
saw
what was
that in the
that
news. It was the Silicon Valley Bank
Yeah.
or whatever. And so we were talking about money and how we're trying to teach our kids how to, save and spend and invest and all that. And one of my friends mentioned, yeah, and you got to make sure that you have your cash box at your home. And I said, what's a cash box? And he goes, everybody has a cash box. You have a ton of money that you put in a box and you have it in your house. And I said, I absolutely do not have a cash box at
Okay.
my house. And how much money do you have in your cash box? And he said, you should have at least $5,000 in your cash box.
Oh, geez.
I said, that is stupid. Please,
Yeah,
do
that's
you
a lot
guys
of
have
money.
cash at your house like that?
No.
Well,
Thank you.
We do have cash. It's maybe $200.
See, that's better.
And I think I have
And
400
it's-
from Christmas that I
Yeah.
put in where we keep all our special documents.
But I'm like, you're
I'll
just-
throw this in here instead of putting it in
Sure.
the bank.
That's just sitting in a box at your house for what?
Yeah, that $5,000, that's too much.
The world's not going to collapse that bad where you're going to need that
And,
much.
and if it does, the paper money is not going to be worth
Yeah, if
shit,
the dollar goes
worth
to
anything.
zero. You know, I was like, that was a weird conversation we were having, and we all were looking at each other like, damn, we got to get a cash box.
No,
But
you got to go rob that guy.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Hey, getting to know yourself, which we're doing every single day, whether we like to admit it or not, is a lifelong process, especially when we're growing and we're changing. And if you look at yourself when you were a teenager to when you were in your early 20s to maybe you're in your late 20s now, or as a parent now, you are a completely different person. Therapy can help you deepen your self-awareness and understanding, because sometimes we don't know what we want or why we react the way we do. So we got to talk through things, and a therapist can help you with that.
BetterHelp is going to connect you with a licensed therapist who can take you on that journey of self-discovery from wherever you are. And that means from wherever you are mentally and wherever you are physically. You could be sitting on your couch talking to a therapist instead of having to go into the office.
Hey, if you're thinking of giving therapy a try, hit up BetterHelp. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suitable for your schedule. All you got to do, fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with the perfect licensed therapist for you. And if it's not working out, you can switch therapists at any time. It's not going to cost you any more money. BetterHelp really wants to find you the therapist that can help you get the help you need.
It is so accessible. I'm telling you, just hop on, you get your scheduled appointment, and then you'll be talking to someone. And it could be parenting issues, relationship issues, or even traumas that you've had in your past that are now popping up and hindering you from being a better person.
And sometimes I don't think you always have to have a specific reason to go get therapy. Sometimes you just need to talk and you need to vent, whether it's work frustrations, family frustrations, and it's not like a huge weighty problem. You just need to talk, because you don't always just want to dump and vent on the same person day in and day out. It's good to talk to someone else, a third party.
Someone who went to school for this, and therapists are really good about finding what's going on and helping you learn coping skills that you're actually going to use in life. In general, you'll remember your conversations with your therapist and go like, oh, this is what I got to do.
Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/daddies today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/daddies.
We had a Chatty Daddies party.
Woo!
We got to hang out.
We did.
At my house and everything, which is
JC's
cool.
casa. JC had a big birthday, and so we got to go over to JC's house. It was a very lovely home. Thank you for the invite.
Were you guys surprised when you arrived and you saw my kids were there?
I
We saw
was.
somebody dancing through the window when we were walking up, and I was like, "Oh, who's dancing?" Oh, it's Kaysen.
Yeah,
Kaysen's
Kaysen.
out there dancing with everybody.
Kaysen was dancing. Originally, we weren't going to have the kids there. It was supposed to be an adults-only party, but my kids they brought it up themselves, and my daughter said, "How come we weren't invited to your party?" And those little words from my daughter got me thinking, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I really invited all these people that I love in my life, and I'm sending two of the most important people in my life away."
Yeah.
So I said, "You know what, Chloe, you're so right. You are invited to my party, and so is Kaysen." And so we talked to our babysitter, and we said, "Hey, we want to have the kids there for 2 hours so that they can get the party going,
hang out,
have some food,
see what an adult party is kind of like.
See what it's like."
I mean, for the most part, it was just a lot of people hanging out, talking, having a few drinks. It wasn't wild and out of
College
control.
rangers
Right.
playing beer pong.
Well, there was some dance. We had a DJ,
Because,
a little
JC,
dancing.
you're old now.
I am
So,
old now.
it wasn't a crazy party.
I did ask Nick the question: is this an old person party?
Was it?
I couldn't tell because everybody there looked so cool and like dressed up. But
I
then
know, way cooler dressers than me.
Nick pointed out that it started at 6:30. So I think that
Started at 6:30.
I think that meant it was an old person party.
This was because we could only have a babysitter until midnight.
Yeah, no, you're
all right.
good.
And our babysitter lives down the street from
Oh,
us.
trust me, a party starting at 6:30 was preferred by everyone in the room.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was very happy that it was a 6:30, not a 9:30 start.
See, I'm a big fan. I think that's a thing that happens when you become a parent. Where like, if it starts any
it's
later
great.
than 8, you're probably not going to show up. So we started it at like 6:30, and then the kids made a comeback at midnight. And this is where I realized what kind of people my kids are going to be.
Okay.
I think you guys were gone by then.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
for
were
sure.
gone.
By
So
a couple hours.
we had the DJ until about, I think midnight was his cutoff, but people were dancing and we're having such a good time that he kept it going.
Nice.
And this is when my kids arrived back with the babysitter. And I don't think my kids have ever seen me
Drunk.
drunk.
Yeah, okay, so scale of 1 to 10, when your kids show up at midnight, how drunk are you?
I didn't plan this, so I wasn't. You know what I mean? It's things you didn't. We didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't pre-plan this. On a scale of 1 to 10, Nick, I would say I was a 7 or an 8.
Okay, you're feeling great.
I was feeling awesome. We were having a good time dancing, and all
Could be worse though.
Oh, it could be way worse. I could be blackout, right? Like,
Yeah.
But
it happens.
Could be better.
It could be better.
Could be
For
better.
what your kids are seeing.
And so the DJ's still playing. My kids walk in, and my son is not in the best mood. My son walks in looking mad.
Because he's like tired or.
Yeah, he goes straight upstairs to his room, and my daughter puts her stuff down and just starts dancing.
Oh, yeah.
She's in it. She's like, all right, this is still going.
We're partying.
I'm partying. And she looked at me and she said, can I stay up? And I was like, well, it's going to be kind of tough to go to sleep. The DJ's literally right next to your door.
Yeah.
And so she goes, okay. And she's dancing. And my son comes down after like 3 minutes of being in his room. And he's like doing the angry kid stomp. And I go, what are you doing, dude? He goes, oh, I just want to go to sleep.
Also a valid request.
Understandable.
Valid
Reasonable.
case.
Understandable. My son wakes up so early. He's an early riser like your kids, Nick. And so I go, come with me. And I take him to my room, which is in the back of the house. And you could still hear the DJ. And I go, what's going on? And he goes, you just got to tell me, when are these people leaving? And I go, it's hard to have a conversation with your kid because I understand he wants to go to sleep. And I say, listen.
Because you were at a 7 or 8.
And I'm at a 7 or 8.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I don't want to, And
There's two of you, Kaysen. Which one am I talking to?
And so as I'm talking to him, the DJ shuts the music down. And I go, see, he is done playing music. But my friends are not going to leave anytime soon, I don't think. I think some of them are staying for a little bit longer. But I want to remind you that when I was little, I didn't have friends that came to my birthday party the way you do. I had maybe 2 at the most. And tonight I was really scared that nobody was going to come to this party because it's the biggest party I've ever had for myself. And they all showed up and they want to stay here and hang out with your dad a little bit longer. And I only turned this age one time in my life, and it's a big birthday. And I said, if you don't mind, you could sleep in my bed and I'll turn on this sound machine as loud as it'll go. And if we're a little bit loud, I apologize. But this is only one day of your life, one day of my life, and I would be happy if you would be cool with it. Or you can also come out there and have fun with us.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and he goes, I understand. I'm going to go to sleep. So he went to sleep.
He got
and my
it.
daughter partied a little bit longer with us and danced and had a good time. And then she went to sleep. But, man, it's weird having parties when you have kids.
Yeah.
House parties are weird.
Were you really worried that no one was going to show up?
I think subconsciously.
You thought people were going to flake on you?
Yeah.
Aw. That's sad, because I would have been like, oh, this party, I was there's going to be 200 people at this party.
Right,
No
yeah,
matter
yeah.
what.
And it was hard because I also had this whole, I felt bad because I knew Kinsey was in charge of the RSVP, the list and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was scared, and there were some people missed, obviously, because she was trying to make it a surprise at first, and then I made it mostly work, and she didn't have all my friends' contacts, so she was trying to figure it out, and I tried to look at the list as best as I could, and I just didn't want to hurt people's feelings, if they weren't invited. And
Of course.
But at the same time, I'm like, man, what if nobody comes because this is far? I live in the suburbs. Not everybody lives nearby. And there was that moment from my childhood traumas.
That stinks. But no, it was a great time.
Before, I didn't know that when I showed up and your kids were there, I was very surprised. I assumed they would be at a friend's house or something like that. And I didn't know that a babysitter was taking them. And I asked Kaysen, I was like, hey, Kaysen, what's the latest you've ever stayed up? And he said, 2 o'clock, maybe. I said, oh, that's cool. And I said, Kaysen, tonight's a special night. You need to stay up as late as you can.
Yeah.
I said, stay up until the donut shops open up tomorrow. Go get a donut and then come home and crash. And he said, well, what time do those open up? I said, probably like 5 o'clock. And his eyes got so big. He's like, I don't know. I wake up really early. He's like, I wake up at like 6. I don't want to do that. I was like, oh, well, just have fun.
See, he's like, my dude is a sleeper, man. You were trying to be good, fun uncle.
Yeah, I was like, oh, just do it. Stay up as late as possible.
Because my daughter would have taken you up on it, and I would have caught her at 5 a.m. still awake, and she would have been like, what? Nick said I could.
Yeah.
Where's the donuts? Yeah. That was a goal of mine once as a kid. One of my friends lived half a mile from a donut shop, so we stayed up as late as we could one night, because last time we were there, we heard someone come in and said, I'll have the usual, and we thought that sounded so cool.
Yeah.
So the next time we stayed up as late as we could, went to the donut store at 5 o'clock. It was miserable staying up that late.
Oh, the
in
worst.
5th grade or something. It was awful. We
It
never
messes
did it
you up.
again. Yeah, we never did it again.
Speaking on that, if you have a friend stay over, spend the night, like Davis's friend spend the night, is there like a unwritten rule, like you're not supposed to get donuts? You have to ask the parents to go get donuts? Or is it just like, hey, we're going to get donuts?
I think probably in this day and
Ask for
age, you got to
forgiveness later.
ask for donuts.
Yeah.
I think you do. Maybe when they come over, like, hey, we're probably going to get donuts tomorrow. Is that cool?
Yeah.
I feel like this is like an unwritten rule now within parenting that if you have a kid sleepover, you're going to go to the donut shop the next morning.
It's just understood.
Because every time my kids have gone to a sleepover, those parents, they get donuts and they don't ask for it. They just get donuts in the morning. When they still sleep at our house, Kinsey goes and gets donuts every time.
Yeah.
I think it's like an unspoken rule that just kind of materialized.
One of my friends, Eric Buddenbaum, his dad, Tom Buddenbaum, he made crepes sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I had never had a crepe.
What?
It was delicious.
They're so good.
Thin pancake.
I'm in 3rd grade and I'm having a crepe. What is it? It was great. It was awesome.
Do you have a go-to breakfast dish?
What do you mean?
Like that you'll make for the kids?
Eggs and toast?
Yeah, eggs and toast,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, same.
I've perfected my French toast recipe.
Oh.
It's so good.
How much cinnamon?
Oh, it's probably too much cinnamon. I love my
Okay, so
cinnamon,
that's good.
But you got to over spice so that you get the flavor. That and some nutmeg in there and a little vanilla. Come on.
Have you ever added condensed milk to the mix?
No, I just add regular
Oh,
old whole.
dude, yeah.
Interesting. You sweet or unsweet?
Sweet.
Okay.
So sweet.
Just sugar it up,
Oh,
baby.
my God, yes.
That's what you're doing with French toast.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this brings me to a contentious subject in the Addams household.
Okay.
My wife, she's very healthy. She does not like tons of syrup to be used for our children.
That is how my
Substitute-
wife is too.
Yeah, you substitute with a little peanut butter.
I'm not putting peanut butter on pancakes or waffles.
You're
I'm-
drunk. You're drunk right now. Eat
I am
one.
emptying half a bottle of syrup on my waffles.
I'm on that. I drown my
Yes,
waffles.
but my wife, if she'll be very nice to make pancakes, thank you very much, lovely. I want to drench them in syrup, and she'll just drizzle half a squirt on there. It's
Yeah.
that. Don't even. I don't even want pancakes.
You know what my wife does, which I find incredibly weird when we have pancakes or waffles or anything syrup related, is she dumps it in this little bowl and warms it up in the microwave, but then she uses a spoon to put it on the pancake.
Oh,
and
that's
it's like
fancy.
It's like 1 tablespoon, and then she does that. I was like, what? That's not enough.
Just pour it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and my wife, she'll get maple syrup. And she's like, well, maple is like the really nice stuff. So don't use too much of it. I'm like, well, just get the 99-cent generic bottle of syrup. That's high fructose corn syrup and terrible for you. I want to use half of that bottle on these two pancakes.
Let me just tell you, dry pancakes. Delicious.
That's what my kids eat. No.
Right.
Yeah. I can't do it. No.
The mealier, the better.
Like, give me a cereal bowl, and I'll cut up the pancakes.
Right.
And it'll be like cereal with milk,
cereal.
but syrup instead of milk.
Sounds
cereal.
delicious. Oh, I'm hungry now.
I'm
Man.
so hungry
All right, let's
now.
go get some food. Well, that does it for this episode of the Chatty Daddies. If you'd like to contact us, please do. We would love to answer any of your parenting concerns, questions, comments about the podcast. All the ways to email us are the ways to, is our email in the description? Our email, ways to contact us are in the description of this podcast. And we'll see you next time. My name's Nick Adams.
I'm Trip here.
I'm JC Chavez.
And don't forget,
Stand up straight.
The Chatty Daddies Podcast.